Today's vlog is about Love Day. $5 for a bouquet of roses. Strong, independent woman, you can do this. Is it main character energy solo date approved? We scored a parking spot right across from the antique store. Oh. I don't need this. I don't need this. If I can make it happen, oh boy, I'll make it happen. Oh. Wait. If pizza is not the food of love, I don't know what is. I did want to show you this thing that I almost took home because I read the price wrong. This was a want, not a need, but I also needed it. For the simple, dumb reason that they make me happy. I want to give you a few tools that may help you if you're struggling with a holiday that's centered around love.
I woke up in the middle of the night. Ooh, na, na, na. And I wondered how you're always right.
Hello fellow YouTubers, I'm Cassandra Joy and welcome to my channel. I promise I own other clothes than Darling Desi sweatshirts, but that just seems to be the thing I gravitate to in the morning when I'm wanting to be cozy and not quite ready for the day. This is the week of Valentine's Day, and if you've been part of my channel for a few years now, you know that I have this tradition where I take myself out on a solo date. I'm of the opinion that just because you're single doesn't mean you can't enjoy Valentine's Day and do things special for yourself. So that's the plan for today's vlog, which is why I need to get looking cute. Even though it's just me taking myself out on a date, I want to look good for me. Side note, you may notice that the bathroom looks a little different. I've been hinting in the background that there's been a lot of decluttering and restyling going on in my loft, which is why I haven't really filmed in my loft. I know all of you love a good decluttering video, but showing the mess just really stresses me out, so I've been not filming any of it, but I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek here in the bathroom. There's a new cabinet in the back, there's a new mirror, a new sink. It's all happening, and it's not all done. It's still very much in progress, but it's very exciting, and I can't wait to show you when it all comes together. But that's not today's vlog. Today's vlog is about Love Day. So let's get some makeup on, let's do some errands, and then we can have some fun. Here's another little update you guys haven't seen yet. I replaced my huge vanity with a smaller one. I've really downsized what I use and ended up getting a smaller little vanity that came with a chair and everything. It's the perfect solution and I absolutely love it. Okay, no more sneak peeks. Let's get pretty for Love Day. I'm gonna try something I haven't done in a very long time, which is tightlining my eyes. There's a reason I haven't done it in a while and could potentially ruin everything if my eyes water. Maybe I shouldn't do this, but I kind of want to do this. There, I think that looks good. Does it look like I did anything different? Was it worth it? I don't know. Okay, I've changed into something a little cozier, but also very cute. This is a sweater I got from ThredUp ages ago, and luckily, even after everything with my health journey, it still fits. It just is a little more oversized now, which I like. I just gotta take off my slippers. The amount of times I've forgotten to take these off because they have a hard sole, they feel like real shoes and they're so comfy I just forget that they're slippers until I walk outside and I'm like, oh, wait. So let me change my shoes while I'm thinking about it. So I was trying to think how to make going to the grocery store a fun Valentine's Day themed errand. On theme with taking myself out on a solo date and making Valentine's Day special as a single person. Here's the idea that I came up with. I was toying with the idea about whether or not I wanted to take myself out to brunch or dinner or something, but I was thinking instead, what if I made a special meal that takes a little bit more effort, a little bit more thought to prepare, something I wouldn't do on the regular and make sure to grab ingredients for that while I'm out doing grocery shopping. I know I've vlogged this recipe with you before. It was in a vlog with my friend Erica and her 3 little girls. We all made pizza with chicken as the crust, and I promise if you've never tried this before or haven't heard of this recipe before, it's delicious. Don't let the fact that it's made of chicken throw you off. Once everything is said and done, you can't even tell. It's full of protein, it's great for you, and it's the only way I can enjoy pizza as a girl who is allergic to garlic. And if pizza is not the food of love, I don't know what is. And despite the fact that I have Aldi bags, I'm gonna be going to Walmart for most of this. Also, what happens when you're an allergy girly with 3 allergies? You can't get all your groceries in one spot. It just doesn't work that way. I've got 2 Spotify playlists that I'll share with you a little bit later that I typically listen to around this time of year. I'm not sure which one I'm in the mood for yet, but they'll either be love songs or heartbreak songs, both of which are great. Maybe I'll decide along the way.
Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream, so you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be, and now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah, when I give you every part of me, I can't believe this is reality.
I don't normally get ice cream. It's usually a special treat if I do. But since Valentine's Day is coming up, I figured I would let myself have some So Delicious dairy-free cookie dough ice cream. Cookie dough is one of my favorite flavors.
I'm just curious, when did you know you had feelings for me? Maybe somehow.
I'm so sad because Walmart normally carries Fody foods, the marinara sauce I need, and they don't. I've checked twice. It hasn't been here, so what do? I may have to go sauceless. A sauceless pizza. I don't know how I feel about that.
Wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be, and now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah.
Do you ever have those moments where you just sit in the car because you're trying to hype yourself up for doing something and you don't want to? I've been sitting here for probably 10 minutes trying to hype myself up to carry all my groceries in because I don't want to. I bought a lot of groceries this time, and I always forget that I am one singular person who has a really weird pride problem where I cannot, for reasons unknown to even me, carry things with more than one trip. As in, I need to carry it all in one go or not at all. I don't know why. Let me know in the comments if this is also a thing. I have always been like this. I want to carry everything in one go and not have to make multiple trips. Obviously that's not always able to happen, but if I can make it happen, oh boy, I'll make it happen. Which is partly why I'm sitting here trying to hype myself up, because it's gonna be very heavy. Come on, Cassie. Strong, independent woman, you can do this. And even though I can't hear you, I know you're all cheering me on. Alright, groceries have been trudged up the stairs and put away. Between lugging all that up the stairs and walking around the shops, that's my cardio for the day. I was gonna show you a really cute clip of the flowers that I got and the vessel that I want to put them in, and then I realized that the vessel I want to put them in has mold in it because the flowers currently in them are a little dead, and that's not cute. I'm gonna spare you that. However, I did want to show you the flowers I got that do not have mold on them. I got this beautiful bouquet of roses and a couple other kind of flowers I'm not sure the name of. Aren't they pretty? $5 for a bouquet of roses. I'm so happy. Roses are my favorite flower. Peonies are my second favorite because they basically look like huge roses. But bouquets that look like a bunch of wildflowers plucked out of a field, that is my favorite. So I'm going to clean out this vessel that's full of dead flowers and put the new in. I've actually been doing this thing where ever since I got my new job, I've been buying myself flowers every single week. That tradition just so happened to go really well with the theme of today's video, going on a solo date, treating yourself like you're your own date. I'm not sure if I've talked about the reason why I get myself flowers every week now. Flowers make me incredibly happy. I think they're beautiful. I think they make a room smell wonderful. They're lovely to look at. I just love them. But Flowers felt like such a luxury, such a waste of money. The way I would rationalize it is that it's a lot of money to spend on something that's gonna die in a week. And when I was really pinching pennies with my old jobs, I basically had to calculate, okay, if I bought flowers, how much food would I be robbing myself of? How many emergency things that might come up could I then not afford to take care of because I bought myself flowers? It's a really rotten outlook on life that you just have to do to be financially smart. But once I got this new job that allows me to be far more financially free, within reason, you know, I'm still being smart, still thrifting, still penny pinching a lot of the time. Flowers was the one thing I really wanted to splurge on for the simple, dumb reason that they make me happy. There's just something really special about buying myself flowers this year, because I think apart from the whole Valentine's thing, there's a lot to celebrate. My life is looking really happy at the moment, and I have a very hard time sitting in happiness. I'm the kind of person that struggles with waiting for the other shoe to drop, or immediately thinking, okay, well, how could this go wrong? I am the biggest hype girl for anyone else except for myself. I've been really working on that, on battling worry, which, you know, the Bible talks about quite a lot. In fact, it says, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself, aka God's got this. You don't need to worry. And that's just been a convicting thing for me in life right now, so I've been really working on that, allowing myself to sit in the joy of that. Anyway, that's my little spiel of why I buy myself flowers. It's dumb, it's so silly, but it makes me happy. Speaking of flowers, my tree just behind me is looking very sad, and I realized that I haven't watered it in a good long time, and I really don't want it to die. So before I clean out this vase and show you it because it's darling, I wanna water my plants. They look like they're crying out for help, and I wanna be a good plant mom. Good morning, loves. It's the next day, if that wasn't clear. I'm just putting on my jewelry because I haven't done that yet. Low-key obsessed with the shirt I'm wearing. I got it a few months ago, and maybe it's just because I've been looking at old videos from a year ago, 2 years ago. I was kind of refreshing my memory on past Valentine's Day solo dates to sort of remind myself of what I've said before so that I wasn't repeating myself and giving you new insights or advice for this video. I didn't realize how much I've changed. I've shared a lot that my health journey has been very slow. Unless I look at pictures or video from a year or two in the past, I just have a hard time seeing the progress I've made. It comes on so slowly. But when I put this shirt on, I realized that it fits me better than when I bought it a couple months ago. And I feel so good in it. So I'm feeling very pretty for my date with myself, which is always a good thing. You know, you want that. That's ideal than the alternative. I have freshly washed hair. It's very voluminous and naturally curly, and I'm loving it. And as girly and feminine as this shirt is, I think I'm gonna pair it with a new article of clothing that I splurged a little bit. It was on sale. I splurged a little bit because it was something I didn't have and is a wardrobe staple that I would get a lot of use out of. It was an investment, but I still saved, if that makes sense. Let me go show you. So if any of you remember the vlog where I went to the mall with my friend Nicole and we tried on some things in Maurice's, there was this leather jacket that both of us tried on, both of us loved, but was sadly too expensive for either of us to take home. Well, that leather jacket may or may not have been on sale last week, so I got it. The word sexy has never been a word that I have ever used to describe myself, but when I put this jacket on, I felt rather sexy. When you're going on a date with yourself or with someone else, feeling good is
priority one. You want to be as confident as you can be. Wearing something that makes you feel confident is half the battle. It definitely has some weird wrinkles in it from being folded up in the packaging that I'm not sure how to fix. I mean, it's faux leather. How do you iron faux leather? But I think it looks good enough to wear out today. I'm barefoot right now, but I'll be wearing some black boots with it. Is it main character energy solo date approved? The question is, do I want to ruin my hair by wearing a pink hat? I feel like a Valentine's Day solo date is the perfect excuse to wear one, but I don't know. Let me try it on. I don't know. I mean, it's cute. And it's the perfect outfit to wear it with. I think it's just a little much. I don't think I want the hat to be the statement. I think I want the leather jacket to be the statement. I think I'm gonna leave this behind. This is a terrible angle, but there's literally nowhere else I can put you that I won't lose you. You may slide down if I put you on the dash, so sorry about that. I just had to say, while I'm driving, I saw this reel by a fellow Ohioan, and it all had to do with the theme of Ohio. I'm an Ohioan. When it's 50-some degrees in the month of February, I'm driving with my windows down. I'm an Ohioan. When it's above 50 degrees in the month of February, I'm wearing short sleeves. Things like that, and I can't tell you how many of those were accurate. I literally was gonna drive with my windows down, and then I decided I better not. Just made me laugh is all. We scored a parking spot right across from the antique store. Look how close we are. There it is. Midwest Memories Antiques. I'm gonna be filming on my phone in there though, just to be safe and less awkward. I have taken my camera in, but the older I get, the more shy I've become. And my phone has such a good quality camera that really, if I didn't say something, most people probably wouldn't be able to tell. Before we go in, I wanted to taste test this coffee. I got an iced mocha latte with oat milk, per my usual, but I don't know if it's the beautiful weather or the fact that I'm just desperate for spring and summer, because winter, as we all know, is not my jam. I ordered some lavender to go in it, and I don't know how it's gonna taste. Lavender can go one of two ways. It can either taste synthetic and kinda gross, or it can taste like you just dunked a lavender plant in it. We're gonna see which one it is. It's strong, but not in a way I don't like. It's not terrible. I will drink this, but it doesn't taste real, if that makes sense. But I like it. It feels like a hint of spring, a kiss of spring, if you will, to go with the theme of today. I'm in two minds about whether or not I should take this in, because I'm afraid if I walk in with this, they're gonna be like, nope, put that back in your car. But also it gets really warm in there, and I know I'm gonna get thirsty. So I kinda wanna take it in, but I don't know what to do. Indecision. I also have no plan for what I want to look for today. I don't even think I wanna buy anything. The only thing I can think of are a set of Pyrex mixing bowls, but I'm very specific on what I want. I think the design is called Woodland something. I just fell in love with that design. So if they have it, I might have to consider the price tag that goes with it. And postcards, because I like collecting those and framing them like they're art pieces. Other than that, we're just gonna browse and see what we find. Jazz music is playing in the background. I love it. Grounds for Pleasure. I know I've taken you there a million times. It just closed down randomly, which makes me really sad because this is a great place to take friends for a first time hangout or just something fun to do. And it just kind of goes with the whole hangout experience. And now Tip City doesn't have a coffee shop. Sad day. Burning fireplace going. It smells amazing. If you don't know, that's one of my favorite smells.
this, but look how cool. If I ever get my Night Sky book published, I will buy a set of these. I'm saying it now. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. Also, this is coffee, but that is a very small mug and not nearly enough coffee. This area is new. It's called the Salvage Room, and they have all sorts of things. But what I'm drawn to are the doorknobs. I love old doorknobs. My dream is to have a house with old doorknobs, specifically the kind that have a lock that you would need an old Victorian key for. Look at these handles. Those are so cool. I don't see a price on them, but look how cool. They have small ones. It's these ones I'm thinking of. Maybe for my china cabinet or my TV stand. This game in a while. What am I gonna beeline for in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? These are so cool. They would need custom frames, but I think they're really pretty, especially the ocean one. Would this be cute for my reading chair? It's $16 and it's a little more purple than I'd like. We all know how I feel about purple, but it's really cute. I just don't know if it would be too quilty because I always have a quilt on that chair. Do I need a quilted pillow on top of it? Probably not, but it's just so interesting. Currently in the basement. I think I've got the place to myself. I did want to show you this thing that I almost took home because I read the price wrong. Thought it was $20 and in fact it's $40. But let me tell you why I was tempted. I saw this and technically I can afford it. It's a planter. It's got the cutest little mid-century modern legs. It's this basket weaved thing. It says number 20, which is what I saw first, and then realized it was $40. It would go so well in my loft, but still trying to penny pinch where I can. Even if I can afford something, if I can find it for a cheaper price, I'd rather do that. But now I know what it looks like, so I can keep an eye out for it cheaper. Or if any of you savvy researchers see one for around the $20 range, you can let me know. Okay, I was initially distracted by this cool camera that may or may not work. I would love a film camera, but I don't want to buy it on the off chance it doesn't work. And then my eye caught on this inkwell. Look how cool. It's only $25, probably because the pen's missing, but look. It has the inkwell and everything. Oh my gosh. I want it. Tell me I don't need it. Oh, it's a different design. Oh man, I got so excited. It's the same color, just the wrong design. Anytime I film a thrifting video, you guys always let me know what I should have grabbed, what I left behind and should not have. So let me know in the comments what I've missed so that I can learn for next time. Okay, back in the car, and I'm a little bit giddy because I got something really cool. I was not gonna get it. I even mentioned in the clip, I can't get it, I don't need it. And then I noticed a sign that said 20% off. So I kinda needed to get it. I've gotten rid of so many things for the great decluttering. Now that I work from home, I have a desk that I'm actually gonna utilize and not just clutter up. So I bought something for that. And I bought something to spruce up my loft for spring and summer. First thing I got is this art print. I mean, look at the colors. Those could not be more Cassie colors if they tried. So cute. It says Flower Market, and I just thought that was so darling. I love it. I love how they look like wildflowers. I love the colors in them. Oh, they're just so me. And it was only $4. And I probably have a frame just lying around that could be used for it, so I don't even have to spend money on a frame. Oh, they wrapped it up so nicely. I feel bad unwrapping it now. This was a want. Not a need, but I also needed it. I got myself a brass inkwell and pen holder. So it doesn't come with a pen, which I think is why it was priced so low. Plus it was 20% off. But funny enough, in the vlog where Nicole and I go to Barnes & Noble and we exchange Christmas gifts, she actually gives me an ink pen, like the kind you dip into ink. So I feel like it would just make sense to marry the two and have it as a really pretty decor piece on my desk. I'll have to reattach the chain. The chain goes to the lid. It won't be difficult. It just came loose, I think, but it's supposed to connect like that. So cute. Again, it was a want, not a need, but we're just gonna call it my Valentine's Day solo date treat to myself. I'm going to seat belt this so it doesn't go anywhere. Sip my lavender mocha latte and listen to my Heartbreak Road Spotify playlist on the way home. You are stacked on the most precarious setup. I have my little red British telephone booth and then a cardboard box, which is doing this anytime I breathe. So we'll see how this goes. You know you're a vlogger if you use anything other than an actual tripod to prop up your camera. Pizza has been had. It was so delicious. I definitely prefer it with marinara sauce. Cassie friendly marinara sauce, but honestly it wasn't too bad without it. The bacon bits on top definitely added a lot of flavor. I think if I didn't have any toppings at all, it would have tasted a little bland, but it's good. I'm glad I made it. Now I've hit the point of the day where I'm full. I've had my exercise, walking around and thrifting, and I'm now ready for a nap. But seeing as how it's almost 6 o'clock, a nap is probably ill-advised. Per tradition with this particular vlog, I always try to end it with some kind of insight, some golden nugget of advice that I've gleaned through the last year. I actually looked back at the last 2
solo dates that I've taken myself on Valentine's Day, just to kind of remind myself what I've said, if my perspective on things had changed at all. It was really interesting to see the progress. The very first time I did it, I was still very raw and trying my hardest to see the good in being single and taking myself on a solo date when all I really wanted was to be taken on a real date. I think a lot of my really hard single days came from a lack of trusting that God would give me what I wanted. It was a lack of hope. And then the year after that, I'm a little bit happier. I'm focusing on the good parts. I'm altering my perspective to hone in on what I do have as opposed to what I don't. It's a process. It does not happen overnight. Because I film a lot of my life, I have the privilege of being able to see my own personal growth over the last 3 or 4 years of doing this. Having had such wonderful marriage role models in my grandparents and my parents and married friends that I really treasure, it's definitely something I look forward to possibly having someday if I'm ever lucky enough. I think a lot of people want that for themselves. It's sort of built into how we're designed. We're not meant to be alone. Even if it's not a romantic relationship, we still crave that sense of community, that close-knit group of friends. I want to give you a few tools that may help you if you're also feeling single and lonely and struggling with a holiday that's centered around love. Think of your singleness as if it's temporary, because then you will value it more, if that makes sense. It also helped to shift my perspective to what I'm able to do as a single person that I wouldn't be able to do as a person in a relationship, where my priorities would obviously include someone else. I have no responsibilities outside of myself. I can focus on my dreams, on my passions, on my own goals. I don't have to sacrifice them or balance them against someone else's dreams and goals. If I were in a relationship, that would be different. Obviously, if it's a healthy relationship, your priorities would naturally look a lot different. Focusing on how good I have it as a single person has really helped take the sting and the crave out of being alone. Something else that's really helped is focusing on me, and I don't mean that in a selfish way. I mean that in a self-improvement way. To view this time as practice, if that makes sense. I can honestly say between now and 3 years ago, I'm a much more evolved person, I guess. My relationship with God, the trust factor between him and I is much stronger. I saw this video of a girl who gives a lot of being single advice. She's now married, ironically enough. During her single years, she said the biggest change she felt in her happiness happened when she started pursuing God more than she focused on what she didn't have. And at the time, I thought that was very interesting. And then over the course of 2-3 years, I've been really digging into getting to know God more through devotionals, really engaging during church and taking notes instead of soaking it up from a surface level, trying to dig deeper. That's been the biggest catalyst in what has helped me feel more at peace with singledom. I want this, but if it doesn't happen, I'm okay. I will be okay. It's not the story I would write, but it's a story I can live with. It's all been about changing my perspective. And that mental change, that attitude change, that's what needs to happen in order to feel content in your life. And that didn't happen overnight. This has been years in the making. This has been a process, a very slow one, and not nice either. It's been a little painful. If I had told me 3 years ago that same thing, she would have rolled her eyes and been like, ugh, you're so annoying and that doesn't help me right now. Because I didn't have that clear perspective that only comes with practice and time. At this point, me sitting here, not having edited anything, this feels like a very rambling conversation, and I don't know if it will make any sense, but I hope that it has encouraged you if you are struggling with not having someone around a holiday that focuses on having someone. I think it's really helpful to know that you're not alone in what you're feeling and what you're going through. Maybe we can both learn to trust God with writing our story together. I mean, if I was writing the story, I'd include some dragons, I'd include some portals to a fantasy world. I mean, there's a few changes I would definitely make that I know God's not going to write in. But nevertheless, I can't wait to see what the next chapter holds. Well, the light has sufficiently gone, which probably means it's time to end the vlog. I just wanted to make sure that I ended it on an encouraging note. Not just because it's tradition, but because if I can help even one person with my story, with my struggles, with the lessons I've learned the hard way, I'm happy to share. I have this channel for a lot of reasons, but that is one of the big ones. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new here or just a casual lurker and haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a future video from me. And I will see you in the next one. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.